All right, before we jump into today's episode, I want to tell you about something I've been pouring my heart into lately. SSS Tradco isn't just apparel, it's not just gear, it's a mindset. It's about doing things the hard way, the intentional way, the traditional way. We launched our exclusive Legacy Box. The first 50 orders are getting a special early supporter edition. This is for ones who believe in building something that lasts, for the ones who know legacy isn't given, it's earned. If you've been listening, supporting, growing with me, this is your chance to be a part of the foundation. Go to sstradco.com and grab your legacy box now. And use code RAISETRADITIONAL for 10% off your order. The legacy starts here. Hey everyone, welcome to Raised Traditional. I'm your host, Madison Childers, and I'm so excited that you're here with me today. This podcast is all about embracing and celebrating traditional lifestyles for women, especially in the great outdoors. We'll be diving into topics like hunting, archery, and simple ingredient cooking, all while sharing tips on raising kids to love the wilderness as much as we do. I can't wait to share these stories with you. Let's get started. Something that I am very passionate about is getting kids outside. And that is something, like, when I say it, it seems like it's such a chore or like this big endeavor, right? And I don't mean it in a big, complicated way, but in simple, everyday ways. Because I think sometimes we overthink it. We think it has to be this big outing or a full day, something that's planned, but it doesn't. If I'm being honest, life is really busy. We're working, we have responsibilities. There are always so many things to get done. I suffer from some extreme ADHD, which is actually fantastic because I am a very, very, very productive person. But that comes with working and then all the house responsibilities. And I find myself struggling to just sit still in the moment. There's always things to get done, right? It can just feel a lot easier to just stay inside. And if I'm being honest, I'm guilty of it. Sometimes it's easier to just have our kids chill on the couch and give them an iPad. But I've been realizing something. Getting outside doesn't have to be all or nothing. It can be really simple. And those small moments actually matter more than we think. Here are a few simple things that I love to do. Going outside for even 10 to 15 minutes, letting them shoot their bow in the backyard if, this is something that you do with them, of course. Another thing is walking around and just exploring, going for a simple walk. It's wild the things that young kids who are learning, the questions that they ask. And if we just go into it with no distractions, we don't bring our phone, we don't bring headphones, we go into it prepared to answer every question they have. It's remarkable the questions that they will ask and what they pick up on. Letting them dig, pick up sticks, and just be kids. Now, I found myself at my last archery shoot kind of struggling with this. We had a group of kids that was camped next to us, and it was great. Bradley had so much fun, and I ended up buying him a super cheap Walmart kite. It was like a knockoff Transformers, and it was $4. And where we were going, I just knew it was really open, and it's always at least somewhat windy out there. And so he was the cool kid, with this kite. And this thing was massive. It was actually, I'm very impressed. And so all the kids are playing, they're having fun. And it was so cool to look back there and just see them have at it. So I just kind of let my guard down a little bit and I let them continue on having fun. The next second, I look over there and there's dirt flying everywhere. I'm like, what in the world are these kids doing? So I get over there and come to find out they are digging a hole to China. I'm not kidding. This thing had to have been 3 or 4 feet deep. I mean, I was impressed. But granted, these kids had all these shovels and pickaxe, and it's making me a little nervous. They ended up building a tunnel, and it was really cute. But Bradley, at one point, actually, I think he didn't. But, watching kids lay down and make dirt angels, and he would have absolutely, if I hadn't had to remind him that this was our first night there and we only had so many clothes. But it was just watching him be a kid was it was so fun. It made me remember the days of being a kid. One other thing that you can do too is bringing everyday activities outside, right? Something that we love doing is my son got his very first trampoline a couple years ago, and I was adamant with my parents who bought it for him for his birthday that we could only fit like a 10-foot in the backyard. Well, we quickly outgrew that, and now we have a fantastic 14-foot trampoline that lights up and has a water attachment. I mean, you name it. Last weekend, my son and his best friend had a sleepover 2 nights back to back. From 11 o'clock until about 7 p.m., they were out there in their swimsuits jumping all around. It was the cutest thing. With the sprinkler under it, I remind you. Then they wake up the next morning, it's 8:30, and they ask, "Can we go turn on the sprinkler?" I mean, hours and hours of fun with just the simplest activity of the trampoline with a sprinkler. Shout out to my amazing neighbors who let us borrow their little sprinkler head. Something else I've really loved doing is incorporating archery. Not in a serious way, but in a letting it just be fun. If you follow along on this podcast, a few episodes ago, I shared how we had an event. We went to a bow shoot, and I felt really bad after because I felt like I was just rushing my son along the whole time and creating a bad experience for him. And so being able to do it in the backyard for 10 to 15 minutes, letting him get the repetition, but I just let him do it. Like, unless it's something obviously dangerous, but at this point, he's been shooting for 3 years, so he's very mindful of himself and, what he's doing. But incorporating balloons, incorporating bottles, plastic empty bottles. He has so much fun aiming to shoot. We have a zombie target in the backyard, and we have a mini elk target. And we just rotate, and I get to go out there and I get to work on my plucking problem that I have. And those 15 minutes are so much fun. And I've come to really look forward to them every day. So I just want it to be fun. Letting them shoot, letting him miss, letting him just enjoy it. And I think that's what I've realized. It's not about what we're doing, it's about being together, enjoying our time outside together. It slows down everything. It completely changes the energy. And I don't do this perfectly. There are plenty of days we stay inside. Days I'm tired, days it feels easier not to. But I've definitely seen the difference when we do. Kids need it. They need space. They need fresh air. They need to move and let off energy. And honestly, I think we do too. So I just want to encourage you. If you've been feeling like you should be getting outside more, don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just start really small. Those small moments, they add up to so much. And for those of you wondering, wow, this girl really loves archery. Why? I want you to know I love archery because of the aspect that multi generational families get to be together and have an excuse to be outside. It's something we can do indoors and outdoors. But I love spending time with my family. I just want to thank you so much for being here today. I'm really grateful we get to have these conversations together. And I'll see you back here next week on Raised Traditional. And one last quick reminder, if you haven't checked out SSS Tradco yet, now is the time. The first 50 legacy boxes are live right now, and once they're gone, that early edition is gone. Head to sstradco.com, lock in yours, and use code RAISEDTRADITIONAL for 10% off. Don't watch the movement, be a part of it.